fantastic exotic location.
7 time zones ahead of London town.
Parts of you are awake, but not the whole of you is awake at the same time.
Due to all the troubles in Bangkok and Bangkok airport being occupied, we had to reroute our travel plans through Kuala Lumpur. So it's been a bit of a detour, and it's been a bit of, kind of the long way round. And the management got stuck at the Cambodian border for a while, due to something as simple as having the wrong passport.
Fax the copy. I can fax the bloody thing to him here. There's no proof that I'm in Thailand, but obviously I'm here. There's a physical fucking standing there. But anyway, the bottom line is, this thing's done with the Cambodian government. If we got somebody from NPV to call it, how much it was involved? Good. Look, Simon. Simon.
1 of the main reasons that we are involved in this MTV Exit campaign to raise awareness and to hopefully eventually stop human trafficking is because it's really kind of touched us on a really, really basic human level. However, we're not naive enough to think that just by coming here and playing a gig in front of a 12th century Buddhist temple that we're going to end human trafficking.
You can't save the world, I mean, that's just the truth. But there's a lot of goodwill out there, It's kind of a faith in humanity, at the same time as kind of despising humanity. If we can create a bit of a ripple, we can make people a little bit more aware.
We hope to sort of, through playing this gig, to highlight the issue.
And through perhaps our being here, we can attract people to watch the concert, to ask the question, what is Placebo doing here, performing in front of this 12th century Buddhist temple?
$2.5 million people a year are trafficked into sex slavery or indentured servitude or locked up in sweatshops and forced to work for practically nothing. What it's really done to us as people, as we began to research this, is that we were absolutely shocked at just the level at which this happens in a supposed modern and advanced society. I think a lot of people are aware of the fact, because they've seen a couple of movies or sort of documentaries about it, that this kind of stuff happens, but I don't think they're really aware that it happens on such a large scale.
It's something that we find so incomprehensible, that people are capable of these callous acts. It really is difficult to imagine what it's like not to be in control over your own life.
we found it disturbing because we just really could not believe that one human being could actually, commit such heinous acts on another. It kind of almost made you ashamed of your own species, of the capability of your species to be so evil. I mean, what kind of person buys and sells other people? What kind of person beats them into submission, kidnaps them and rapes them continuously in order to break their spirit? What kind of person makes a monetary profit from this? It's one of the most, disturbing things that I've ever really sort of come across in my life.
I think it is the prospect of a better life, which is so alluring, and also financially, just trying to break away hunger is a very powerful force, A lot of people, I think, are sort of jumping at that chance, to find a better future, but are so terribly misled.
It's in your reach.
Go to a shelter today to meet some of the victims who have been rescued from human trafficking. So I guess it's going to hit home a little bit more once we sort of come face to face with it.
So the government is working with you, and the police is working with you, cooperation between these bodies to find a refuge for them.
Siem Center is one part of 3 centers, and in the center we provide the accommodation and 3 meal time per day, and take care of health and security 24 hours. We provide them the hairdressing cost and the serving cost. And when they complete the course, we will send them to the community, and then they support the full equipment like what they have learned, hairdressing or sewing. And then we will still follow up for 3 years to monitor the business, how the business is going on.
Thank you. We hope that by doing this concert that we can help the world to know,
Her name is Trema, and she is 27. Her mother did not take care of her, and she lived with her auntie. And sometimes her aunties go and hit her. So she's not no more like others, afraid or something. Sometimes not good. When she was young, she made her younger sister, 7-year-old younger sister, fall into the boiling oil, and her younger sister died. So she was blamed, scolded, and when she's 24, she was shipped to Thailand, yes, and to sell the alcohol things with 70 bahts a month. And her boss forced her to have sex with customers. Yeah. One of the customers gave her a phone, so she sold the phone and escaped. And actually she was taken to the Placebo, Thailand. She was transferred to to Cambodia. Yeah. And she said she was never happy when she was outside. Never, no hope, hopeless. But when she come to a visit, she has hope. She had everything, learning, literature, skills. Yeah. So she has more hope.
What I'm interested in doing is communicating emotion, touching people's hearts through songwriting. Because I believe that the more personal you make something, the more universal it becomes. We are, as human beings, regardless of our culture, regardless of where we're born and where we're raised, we're made of the same emotional stuff deep down inside, you know? So, if you look inwardly, you know, and talk about things which are quite, I suppose, specific and very personal, what that does is that it translates immediately in any language. Truth does not necessarily equal beauty, you know, and beauty does not necessarily equal truth, you know. But beauty exists, I think, in places that aren't necessarily pretty, you know, and a lot of what we drag up in our songs isn't necessarily pretty, but it is searching for some kind of truth.
So we wanted to find songs that we could connect to and to play them in a way that we found inspiring and something that we sort of had a connection to. And also we wanted to find a selection of songs that we felt was appropriate for the occasion. Coming up with a set for this concert was quite challenging. I mean, there's a few factors. We haven't performed kind of a semi-electric or acoustic set in almost 2 years, you know, so you change as a person, or you change as a band.
It's reduced in spots and it's intensified in other spots. It's really just completely, it's a different take on the songs, you know. You have the same intensity of emotion with this set, but it's more like it's making love instead of a one-night stand.
But also we didn't really have access to our massive wall of sound that we normally do. And we didn't want to just do an acoustic set either, you know, we're the headline band, you know, so we didn't just want to walk on with 2 acoustic guitars. So essentially what it forced us to do is that it forced us to completely deconstruct our songwriting, you know, and sort of put these songs back together in completely new ways and sort of breathe new life into them. We needed to find a new way of presenting them to the public so that they would be interesting for us as well, because if they're not interesting for us, if we can't connect emotionally to the music, then we are on stage going through the motions. It's autopilot. It's not an expression of truth. You know, it is because we're not connected to it. How can we expect an audience to connect to our music if we're not connected to it emotionally? How can we expect to communicate emotion if we are just going through the motions?
I was alone, falling free, trying my best not to forget what happened to us, what happened to me. happened as I let it slip. I was confused by the powers that be, forgetting names and faces. Passers-by were looking at me as if they could erase it. Baby, did you forget to take your meds? Baby, did you forget? I was alone, staring over the ledge, trying my best not to forget. All manner of joy, all manner of glee, and our one heroic pledge, and how it mattered to us, how it mattered to me, and the consequences. Well, I was confused by the birds and the bees, forgetting if I meant it. Baby, did you forget to take your meds? Baby, did you forget? Did you forget? Baby, did you forget to take your meds? Baby, falling free, trying my best not to forget what happened to us, what happened to me.